All right, after a long time of not going through the Discord member requests, separate from member requests on YouTube and on Patreon, I'm finally getting back to these. So I actually had 2 members request this. So this is why I'm doing this one first, even though it's kind of further down the list, kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. So I had 2 members requests. This Aisling Barks a Lot is one of them, who's actually been a member for a while. And then Rana Hook, who we all know from the streams and stuff, is a very common requester and friend to the stream. So anyways, today we're gonna be, this is the first time I'm even hearing this, Kasey Chambers, Lose Yourself, the Eminem cover she did live at the Civic Theater. So I have seen a lot of people have reacted to this. I did not watch it. I kind of stayed away from it because I just didn't do it, and it's kind of a mainstream song. But I love Eminem, and I'm curious to see how she kind of takes this and makes it her own. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I just don't know what to expect. So anyways, we're gonna listen to that today. For those of you that are new to the channel, what we do here is we will watch the video or listen to the song. I will stop it here and there as I see fit, and then at the end we'll talk about the message, we'll talk about the music. Since this one's kind of like a song we've heard of before, we may not necessarily talk about the message or the lyrics, but we'll definitely break down kind of her take on the whole thing. So all right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. By the way, you're gonna see right here my heart rate, so you're kind of gonna see if I'm into it or not, and all that stuff. I think it's a really cool thing to add to the stream, or to the videos, excuse me. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get into this. And this has 592,000 views. All right, here we go. Got the banjo out. I like it.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already, mom's spaghetti, and he's nervous. But on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd rose so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out, and he's choking now. Everybody's choking now, and the clock's...
Okay, first thing I want to say is, obviously it's a very different feel, right? We have the kind of the electric guitar kind of playing the whole step riff in the original. And it's a hip hop groove, right? So it's supposed to be kind of bouncy and catchy. This one's very different, right? Starting off very slow, starting off very kind of melodic, and it's singing with the banjo's a really cool touch. I don't want to get too deep into the music like theory here, but, or not theory, but the banjo is more so a rhythmic instrument. It's more so, think of it almost more so in the realm of drums, what drums does for a song. It's to keep rhythm, it's to keep beat, right? It's just a little more melodic, kind of version of percussion, if you will. But that's really what the banjo's for, right? So she's kind of using that as her percussion here, which is really interesting. She has that quintessential kind of old school female country voice, for lack of a better description, but so far it's very original and very different. All right, let's keep going.
The whole crowd rose so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out, and he's choking now. Everybody's choking now, and the clock's run out. Time's up. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He's choked. He's so mad, but he won't give up that easy. No, he won't have it. He knows his hope backs to these ropes. It don't matter, he's stoked. He knows that he's broke, he's stagnant. He knows when he goes back to his
Oh.
to the lab again.
Why does this keep happening?
So
Hold on a second, because I got so kind of involved in just listening to what's different. I forgot to stop it and kind of discuss something here. It's a very different feel. Like I said before, right? It started out very slow. This is very much more an emotional piece, just in the way it's being performed than the original. I would say the original is also emotional. However, I don't think we see that song and think, oh man, that song makes me so emotional, right? It's like we understand it was supposed to be kind of like almost like a feeling of really debilitating anxiety, right? And this one kind of has that, but more so mixed with like a more of like a breaking point type of anxiety feeling. I think that is really the key difference so far. But I want to talk about her voice. So let's go back to that part, and then I'll let it go for a little bit, and we'll talk about her voice.
he knows that he's broke, he's stagnant, he knows when he goes back to his
Little yodel sound.
Back to the lab again. This old rhapsody. Better go capture this moment and hope it don't pass him. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. Better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a life.
Oh, I like the guitar coming in like that. Okay.
Let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow.
It's interesting how different it sounds when really, if you think about how she's singing, obviously she has a great voice, she has a great tone, and she can wail, she can sing very, very well. But hip hop, right? It's even hip hop songs with melodic kind of undertones. With melodic kind of undertones have it really is kind of sticking to the same note overall. It's maybe wavering, one or two notes, but it's pretty much the same melodic melody or note choice for that, right? She's essentially doing the same thing, right? Obviously, I'm generalizing. She wavers from that here and there, but essentially that is the same, which is very interesting considering that, like I said, hip hop does the same thing. We got 8 minutes of this, so I'm going to stop talking now.
This opportunity comes once in a...
I wanted to say too that I really enjoy how the guitar kind of subtly came in there. It wasn't too in your face. It was very soft and all that stuff, and it kind of goes along with the softness of the song so far. Such a soft, like vibrato. Such a soft falsetto there. Wavers down into a vibrato, tremolo type of thing. Really clean vocals. It's still heavily distorted, the guitar, but it's being played very softly.
Soul that escaping, This world is mine for the taking.
Ooh.
And make me king as we move toward a new world order. A normal life is boring, but superstardom is close to postmortem. He only grows harder. He only grows harder. He blows. It's all over these old.
Interesting.
Coast to coast shows. He's known as a globetrotter. Lonely roads, God only knows. He's grown farther from home. He's no father. He goes home and barely knows his own daughter. But hold your nose, 'cause here goes a cold water. His O's don't want him no more. He's gold product.
I don't want to keep stopping it because this is like the emotional portion of the song, right? But when she kind of goes into that, I almost want to call it like a subtle yodel, right? She's letting the emotion come in, right? And I like that the backup vocals kind of matched that tone as well.
Hold your nose, 'cause here goes a cold.
The guitar, sorry, kind of matched it when he bent the strings a little bit, right? It also could have been the whammy bar, but either way, that sound is kind of the same as the yodel. Yodel is like a really wavering note choice. He did the same thing on guitar, so it goes really well. Again, with these very minuscule, there's not a lot going on in the sense of like instrumentation, right? These little things kind of give it a little bit of extra oomph and artistry that I really enjoy when you're doing these kind of really basically a cappella ballads, right?
But hold your nose, 'cause here goes a cold water. His O's don't want him no more. He's gold product. They moved on to the next smoke flows. He knows dove and so nada. So the soap opera is told and unfolds. I suppose it's so, partner. But the beat goes on. Ba-da-dum-da-dum. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. Better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Here we go. It's so different. So it's very, I say this a lot, like it's one thing to cover a song, just like basically replay the song exactly the way it was written, tonally, all that stuff. It's one thing to do that, which there's an audience for that. It's another thing to take a cover and make it your own. And I said this with my last Dimash reaction. Like, it's one thing to just basically rehash the same thing. It's another thing to take, basically she took the lyrics, right? And she put it on top of a totally different song. Like if you took the lyrics out, you would not know it was Lose Yourself, right? So she made this her own, paying homage to the original, but she made it her own. It's basically like she wrote another song here with those lyrics. I really do think that covers like this are, I think when musicians are starting off, right? Obviously relearn the songs exactly how they are, but then from that, try to build from that. Try to start from scratch, create the song over again on your own, because it helps you to learn. Okay, you got to deconstruct the song. How are these chords? What are the chords here? Why is it going? What's the thought process of this chord going to this chord? What about this section to section? And it helps you learn music better and understand how music is written. But it takes a lot of effort to do something like this where you're kind of making it your own. And again, it's not a lot going on. It's a lot of instrumentation, right? It's just playing chords and then the guitar solo, and then we have the sliding guitar, we have the banjo, we have the drums, right? It's not like it's this bombastic symphony or any type of composition, but it's totally brand new take on the song. Really cool.
I'ma change what you call rage. Tear this motherfucking roof off like two dogs' cage. And I was playing in the beginning, and the mood all changed. Well,
see, and then the intensity's now changed, so now her vocals are a little more in your face, right?
I've been chewed up and spit out and booed off stage, but I can't rhyme and I never write the next cipher. Best believe somebody's playing the Pied Piper. All this pain inside amplified by the fact that I can't get by with my 9 to 5, and I can't provide the right type of life for my family. Just made me goddamn food stamps go buy diapers, and it's no movie, there's no MacGyver. This is my life, and these times are so hard, and it's getting even harder trying to beat a water my seat.
There you go.
Teeter-totter caught up between me and a father and a prima donna. Baby mama drama screaming on her. Too much for me to wanna stay in one spot another day of my night. It's got
I like the stops.
to the point I'm like a snail. I got to formulate a plot or end up in jail or shot. Success is my only motherfucking option. Failure's not. Mom, I love you, but
Okay. So all the shit that I've given country music, right? Hold on a second. Okay. All the shit that I've given country music, right, is still valid, especially in the mainstream now. The older country musicians like Kasey Chambers infuse a lot of different genres like blues, like classic rock, right? And they put the country twang on top of it. That's the kind of country that I like. So I think that what my point is here, her vocals, very, very, very bluesy. The way she's kind of growling, she's kind of almost singing from the back of the throat, right? That's very, very much soul blues type of singing, right? I like it. I think it invokes a different kind of emotion from this song. And I like how as the band is slowly increasing intensity, so are her vocals. But it's also switching off. Her vocals are super intense and leading the pack, and then it becomes the guitar, and then it becomes the bass and the slide guitar, right? They're all interweaving. Again, compositionally, they practiced this, they put this together, made it their own.
too much for me to wanna stay in one spot another day of my night. It's got me to the point I'm like a snail. I got to formulate a plot or end up in jail or shot. Success is my only motherfucking option. Failure's not. Mom, I love you, but this train has got to go. I cannot grow.
There's the Dream On.
I'm fly, but here I go with my shot. Please help me not. This baby, the only opportunity that I got. Please help me.
I gotta watch it again.
This baby, the only opportunity that I got.
to go back to, I think it was like right here. No. I think emotion can sometimes oversell a song. Okay. But what I mean by that is, had she not sung it like that, maybe it wouldn't be so emotionally evoking as it was. But I'm not going to take away from that. I think this performance is amazing. It's a weird thing for me because, like I said, I'm not a fan of country, but that doesn't mean that there aren't talented country musicians, right? And I keep bringing that up for a reason, because there's always exceptions to the rule, and I can be proven wrong, and I want to be proven wrong. This is kind of a mixture of a lot of different things, a lot of different kind of song genre or music genres that I grew up with. I grew up listening to classic rock, alternative rock, the kind of like blues rock. That's what I grew up listening to, right? A lot of Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, BB King, Albert King. But then I went into like, YNT, Aerosmith, pretty much anything that's on the classic radio station now I used to listen to. And, Alice in Chains, one of my favorite of all time. But anyways, it's mixing a lot of these different genres into one. And with honestly, there's not any really hip hop kind of influence on the song except for the lyrics, right? And obviously how those lyrics are sung, because that's how it's supposed to be. But it's still a hip hop song that's being covered. It's really cool to see what people can do with something to kind of pay homage to the original, but make it their own. And her emotion at that part that I replayed just now shows you how people can interpret something in different ways, right? I personally would never have interpreted it with that emotional outburst like she did, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily mean it's wrong. It just means that somebody else interpreted it differently. That's what's cool about art. That's what's cool about great art. And I think that's kind of what's cool about what Eminem was doing at that time, which really we didn't see a lot of artists do, was kind of taking the hip hop genre and morphing it with a little bit of like the classic rock type of feel. Obviously there's rock influence and a lot of hip hop, starting with like, the early stuff like Run DMC, but I think more in a kind of emotional way. It hadn't really been done like that before. Really, 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 really cool cover. And I think when you see people perform like this, right? No matter what you think about their music in general or their genre, right? You know that they're talented. I like to tell people, always find, if there's somebody that you're kind of on the fence about, and you're like, I don't know if that's just for me, right? Watch some of their live stuff. I learned this really fast with John Mayer. Okay. I am one of those people who will change the radio station or now change a Spotify playlist, whatever, if a John Mayer song comes on, because I just do not like his studio stuff. His live stuff, however, is fucking incredible. I think he's actually one of the more underrated guitarists of my generation, at least. I just think he is an absolute beast at the guitar. It doesn't come through necessarily to the kind of just the basic listener of John Mayer. But if you actually break down some of his songs, the chord progressions and the inversion he picks are really weird, which shows you that he's actually pretty talented at the guitar. But I learned from that, never ever judge a book by its cover, and never kind of go off of their studio stuff to say that you like or dislike a band, because I think both of those are equal weighted. There's bands that are great live that suck in the studio, and there's bands that are suck in the studio that are great live. So like, what did I say the same thing? There's bands that suck in the studio that are great live, and there's bands that are great in the studio that suck live. There we go. So I think both of those should be equally weighted. Anyways, the long video. I think this was really cool. This is actually one of the better covers I've seen in a long time. And I'm actually glad that I was kind of given this rendition of it. Like I said, it's really cool. I grew up playing in a rock band, so like seeing that and then putting that twist on a Eminem song, not something I would have ever thought of, but also it kind of makes sense, right? Doesn't it kind of make sense? Anyways, if you like this reaction, if you like this content, I do have a Patreon. If you would like to kind of support me on Patreon, that would be great. That would help the channel out a lot with all the stuff happening on YouTube right now. I probably will be posting a lot there as well. So again, that's not required or expected, but it does help the channel out a lot. So I do appreciate the help there and support. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit this notification bell. And please do remember that good vibes are contagious.